What's up, beautiful people? Today we're going to be checking out Biden ripped for answer on gender surgeries for kids. Let's get to it.
President Biden is now renewing his vow to protect gender-altering surgeries for children
Renewing his vows.
and insulting those who disagree. Just listen to what Biden had to say about the lawmakers pushing to block kids from these procedures.
Okay.
Our fight is far, far from over because we have some hysterical and, I would argue, prejudice people who are engaged in all what you see going on around the country.
Prejudice
It's
people.
an appeal to fear, and it's an appeal that is totally, thoroughly unjustified and ugly. It's wrong that extreme officials are pushing hateful bills targeting transgender children, terrifying families, and criminalizing doctors.
But a few years ago, Biden himself was against this. What changed within those few years? Because I've seen videos, this is not me just speculating on YouTube, there have been videos about him speaking against those things.
These are our kids. These are our neighbors. It's cruel.
It is cruel, Mr. President, to allow children to undergo life-changing surgeries and take puberty blockers that aren't even approved by the FDA for that use. A new Wall Street Journal op-ed is slamming the left's ignorance towards the risk of hormone and puberty blockers for kids, writing, quote, "Gender-affirming care for children is undoubtedly a flashpoint in America's culture. It is also a human experiment on children and teens, the most vulnerable patients. Ignoring the long-term dangers posed by unrestricted off-label dispensing of powerful puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones, combined with the large overdiagnoses of minors as gender dysphoric, borders on child abuse." Emily, what's amazing to me, it's not just the president totally mischaracterizing this, but the question that was asked to him was about anti-trans, anti-LGBTQ, intimidation, and violence among these groups that oppose the anti-trans legislation. So my point is, it's always framed as anti-trans if you are just pro-children not having vasectomies.
That's right. There is a language that has been constructed around this entire concept, and people plug into it, and the question was framed in that language, and the president responded in kind, reading his answer, I'm sure, written by some 27-year-old aide or someone else, and he's just reading what is before him. I think...
What do you guys think? I'm always against that thing, the fact that they have ready-made answers and ready-made questions. Because if you're the president and you're coming from a place of love and understanding of your people, then you should just be able to answer questions based on your values that reflect the values of the people who elected you in the first place. So why do you have to read ready-made answers to ready-made questions? I don't know why that is a thing, especially in 2023. I don't understand.
I think it is rich that someone who purports to have faith doesn't even acknowledge his grandchild and then calls this hateful and cruel when the subject and the tenor behind those that are blocking and opposing this bill is for the welfare and the sanctity of our treasured children.
Yeah, and Pete, meanwhile, the Washington Post, they call it anti-trans policies, but they note a majority support it. We'll pop it up. 68% oppose puberty-blocking medication for teens. 58% oppose hormonal treatment.
I mean, of course, and that's why states that have the ability to protect it are protecting kids. I mean, gender-affirming care is a made-up term. It's like saying, I mean, if you believe this is something a 13-year-old can choose to do, then 13-year-olds should choose to be able to smoke cigarettes and drink alcohol and get tattoos and open gambling accounts and because you believe the judgment of a 12 or 13-year-old to make a life-altering decision where they self-diagnose based on the social pressure. And I agree with you. Joe Biden doesn't know what he's talking about on this. He's reading something some millennial wrote for him who's a radical.
Yeah, no, I want to focus on, in particular, these drugs, because this is AbbVie and this is Lupron. Remember, the FDA found 10,000 reports of adverse effects from this medication, and this is what these kids are taking, to be clear.
10,000. Even one is too much. One is too much. 10,000. And some people will still come out and open their mouths and let mouth odor circulate the society because they want to speak stupid things. But you can hear what they're talking about. 10,000, one is too much.
We're here right now in some states without parental
It's insane.
Yeah, without parental guidance. thinning hair, fibromyalgia, seizures, migraines, degenerative spinal disc, all of this happening, okay, because of this drug. You know where this is going to go? I'll put the business hat on here for a second, is lawsuits.
Yes.
And AbbVie, the company itself, that's where the next leg of the story, I think, is going to go as we go through the political outrage, moral outrage, fine. But this is going to be a big
The
problem.
Wall Street Journal adding that Lupron, by the way, that in 2016 the FDA had to add a warning for intensified psychiatric problems that could happen in kids.
What's so gross about this movement here in the United States, the trans groups have made it about politics, and it's not, it's about money. Because these children, you get them started young, they are seven-figure, multi-million-dollar patients because these effects are irreversible. And they will be on these drugs and having these surgeries throughout their entire lives. Was the Prime Minister of Great Britain standing up there? Okay, let me just point something out really quickly. The countries that led on this have banned these drugs in use on minors. Finland, 2020, cut back on puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones to minors. Sweden followed suit. Norway, banning the use of these drugs.
All but America and Canada.
Of side effects, also because of social contagion, because young girls were coming in large groups saying, oh, we're trans, we're really boys. And Britain, more recently, the National Health Service shut down Tavistock because doctors were resigning because they were diagnosing autistic and mentally ill kids as transgender. But that clinic shut down. Did he stand up and tell Joe Biden that?
No, maybe you should have told him that we're living in crazy town here in the United States. More Outnumbered next.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, this is not even something I'm saying. It's right there. They're saying the countries that led with these things are shutting them down. Then how is it that when people speak up against it, you're transphobic? Like, I don't even know. You're basically saying this thing is not right, and because I love these kids, I love people, I love humanity, this should not be the case, and then they're making you transphobic for saying that. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like, for me, you can't even tell me I won't hear you. Like, it's just like you're speaking trash if you're trying to say this is the right way to go, especially for kids. As an adult, you're of the age and you think this is a decision I want to make, that's on you. Like, I'm not gonna hold you for that. Like, that's on you. But as far as kids that can't drink, can't drive, people keep saying that, but I think it's a good correlation. Can't drink, can't drive, can't make other life choices, but then you can change your whole life. You can make other life choices, but you can change your whole life. It doesn't make any sense, basically. I'm sure everything I'm saying, it sounds like I'm ranting a lot, but bottom line is, it doesn't make any sense at all. This is the end of this video. Smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a wonderful day. Peace.